action.
God damn, it feels so good to hear that again.
I guess I'll just do this.
Yeah, welcome back to Coming This. Are you gonna have a baby stomach? Yeah.
Because we're talking about a pregnancy movie where Amy Schumer pretends to be pregnant. I can't keep stressing that because that's a wild idea for a plot. Like, do you understand how crazy that is to pretend you're pregnant?
Well, didn't they do that with the Tina Fey movie?
Probably.
Baby Mama with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
They did that in Arrested Development when Elaine was playing the lawyer.
With the faking of
the fake in the pregnancy.
And then they did the
yeah. So very tasteful. If Arrested Development did it, then Amy Schumer can too. And there's like other cast members in it, but she's like
what's this called?
Kind of pregnant. Yeah. She's got baby fever, right? A dude. She's with a dude. The movie starts. She's with a dude, and it's one of the dudes from New Girl, one of like the roommates or whatever. And they're like, he's taking her out to a fancy restaurant, right? So she thinks he's gonna pop the question, you know. But instead, they sit down at this fancy dinner, and like she gets a cake. She's like digging through it to find a ring, and instead of proposing, he proposes they have a threesome, because that's humor, right? And she's like, I thought you were gonna propose. He's like, no. And then the other chick comes over to the table and is like, yeah, let's do it. So then they break up, and now she's a depressed teacher. Who, you know, all comedy teachers act the same, you know. We don't know how to deal with kids. We suck at dealing with kids.
Yeah,
if we were an actual teacher, we'd be fired on the spot.
Immediately.
You know. They're like telling kids to like shut the fuck up, you know, and she's like, hand in your books. She like takes all the books and like burns them, you know. She's going through it, right? 'Cause she just broke up. So
Hey, she's going.
And then everybody else around her, all her friends are getting pregnant. Right? And she's like, why can't I? I want it. She's like, I've always dreamed of being a mom, blah, 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 right? So all her friends are getting pregnant, and she's like at a maternity store with one of her friends, and she sees the belly, like the fake belly, and like just goes into the dressing room to try it on. But then she learns that one of the sales assistants comes in, is like, you need to be pampered. Let me get you a burrito and rub your feet.
Like after she puts on the belly?
So everybody thinks she's pregnant, and now she gets special treatment, so she decides,
why not?
I'm just going to wear this fake belly everywhere. And the next day, she's like walking down the street with the fake belly. Everybody's like, ooh, yeah, mama. They're like all throwing her apples.
Now she's not fat, she's pregnant.
Yeah, and they're all like, congrats. There's a funny bit where like the sales assistant comes in, she's like, your face is so bloated, you know, and I'd be pregnant if I had those ankles. But it's like that kind of humor where it's like, because she's fat, like,
because she's fat.
I mean, like that's what it boils
like
down to.
Joke. That's the whole movie.
So it's just that.
It just
from there.
goes from there.
Well, she finds a friend at farting yoga class, because when they go to yoga class for pregnant women, they all fart. It's a bunch of pregnant women farting during yoga.
You were excited to come back, JJ.
I watched this movie so you two assholes didn't have to, okay? So we can get them sweet baby mama views, okay? God damn. So after farting yoga, she meets
All right, so we're done with farting yoga.
She meets other pregnant friend who is like, oh, and during yoga, she like tries to do a pose and then falls on her stomach.
Of course.
Right?
Oh my God, the baby.
Oh my God, the baby.
Oh my goodness.
All right, guys, I wrote this movie.
Do you need anything? And like the friend she meets is like, leave her alone. She's fine. Even though like she's really not. Like if she was actually pregnant and like fell, like according to this lady, she thinks she's pregnant. So why is she like, back off, everybody? She's strong and independent. It's like, well, her baby might be dying now, but
Oh my.
So we meet pregnant friend who's got a family, has a kid, has a hubby, you know, supporting husband. And she gets immediately jealous and tries to be her best friend.
I know how this is. Yeah, go on.
So they become friends, right?
Netflix movie, right?
Netflix movie, of course, a Netflix movie. A Happy Madison, Adam Sandler movie company movie. Yeah.
Ooh.
With Amy Schumer, where she pretends to be pregnant. Farting yoga, guys. Come on.
That'd been a better title.
Farting yoga. That would have just been a better.
Farting yoga.
Now, I was thinking, we'll get back to the plot here, the Riching plot in a minute, but I was thinking it wouldn't make a bad show, you know, like an Amy Schumer
See, but-
series.
Okay, but that's a premise that's very like.
Yeah.
You can't be super pregnant for
No,
very long.
For very long. So maybe like a season then,
Yeah.
like a 10-episode thing, a comedy.
Yeah, but I just
you
never
know?
understood as a premise because they've done this in other movies, like we were saying, like Baby Mama and these other ones.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I know it's a comedy, it's a movie, but like I feel like that should cross your mind. Like I can't. This is not a scheme that is gonna last. It can't
No.
last. I have to do all the things I have to do right now in this.
Well, like
4-week
that's
period.
Right.
That's
It's
the
like-
movie though.
Yeah.
Like she
Okay.
she keeps forgetting her belly everywhere, and then this girlfriend she has who's pregnant keeps showing up at unsuspecting times. Like she visited her at school and she doesn't have the
Have the
stomach
belly
on.
on. Hold on, and then she
So
has to
she's
run
gotta
around and get the belly.
shove a
on.
balloon up her, shirt, and then you get the other girlfriend who's just like, "Oh, you really popped." Because it's a balloon.
I get it.
Because it's a balloon.
See, this sounds like a script that they had from Billy Madison days.
Yeah.
Like, let's dust this old bad boy
Yeah,
off.
yeah. We could use some money. We could use some money.
Oh man.
Adam did sign that 10-year, $100 million
Yeah.
deal with Netflix.
At some point, she's at a coffee shop, and she has this insufferable teacher friend who's also pregnant because
but
everybody
let me
around her
guess,
gets pregnant.
she
at the
meets
same
a
time.
guy.
Will Forte. She's at the coffee shop, and she pretends because insufferable girl shows up, and she goes, "Pretend you're talking to me," and then it's like this meet cute thing where they're vibing.
Okay.
They get the same coffee order or whatever cliche hard eyes bullshit. I don't even know what I was trying to say. Oh, and he's a Zamboni driver named Josh. Josh the Zamboni driver. That's just thrown in because we need. Oh, and Josh is also the brother of the girlfriend who she met at farting yoga. So when they run into each other while Amy Schumer's over at friend's house with Belly, and then Josh shows up. And she wasn't wearing the belly when they met, and now they have the belly. So now he thinks she's a single mom and is like, let me get after that, kind of thing, as Tony would say. Not you, Tony. Different Tony. Different Tony. Sure. I don't even know where I was. Oh, yeah, and he shows up to friend's house.
Okay.
And their kid is running around with a knife, just because kids play with knives. Your kid's fucking picking up knives and running around all over the place because the parents are good parents.
It's one of those everything's a joke. Every frame
And then the
is a
kid
joke.
stabs her in the belly, but it's in the fake belly, but nobody sees. So now this kid thinks that he killed her baby.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny
That's
because
kind of funny.
later in the plot we get she's at a toy store for baby store or whatever with her friend who's also pregnant, and then guess who's there? Guess who's there? The kid who thinks he stabbed her in the belly and she's not wearing the belly.
So now he thinks.
So he's like, "No, baby," and
You
the
killed
other
it.
friend is like, "What?" And he goes "Did I?" But it's the kid of the friend who's at the baby store. So what does Amy Schumer have to do? She's got to run around like it's a Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh, it's the
and try and hide.
it's the on the 2 dates. It's the Mrs. Doubtfire.
It's
Like
the Mrs.
I gotta run
Doubtfire.
to the bathroom and put my Mrs. Doubtfire on.
That's how this movie ends, by the way. That's how this movie ends. They're at a baby shower. We'll skip. This movie sucks. This movie fucking sucks, you guys. All the while, she's falling in love with Josh Will Forte.
Okay.
Who's the brother of our girlfriend who's pregnant. Blah, 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 blah. We cut. They're at a baby shower. A conjoined baby shower because 2 of her school friends, teachers, are pregnant. And the insufferable friend is like, you got to come up and do a speech or whatever, but she doesn't have the belly on because she's there as the friend's friend. But
Right.
then who do they invite? Guys, the pregnant friend. Yeah. And she's there with Josh and the whole family. And they discover, because the insufferable friend overhears that she might give up the baby when she's talking about giving up the act.
The act,
the baby
right,
act.
okay.
But she thinks abortion. So then she announces the entire baby shower and a live stream, an Instagram live stream, because she's also an influencer.
Of course. That she's getting an abortion.
That she's getting an abortion. Yeah, and then she has to go, I'm not even pregnant.
Which
and
is
then
worse,
record scratch,
yeah.
everybody stops.
You're
Josh
probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
And this is all the
Yeah.
intro.
We get Josh is for shame, and the friends are pissed. Everybody's mad because she stole the
Dear
baby
God.
shower. Focus away. And then the movie ends because she shows up to friend's house and goes, "We're bros, right?" She's like, "Yeah, we're fine."
I'm sorry, it's cool.
There's no consequences.
The end.
There's no consequences.
Oh my.
And then like Josh is heartbroken, so they like she like shows up to the house and is like, I need to talk to you. She's like, I don't want to talk, blah blah blah.
But then they talk and,
But then they think they're like separated, like they go their separate ways. And then she's back at school. She's doing great.
she's pregnant.
She's teaching. No, she's teaching
Oh,
like
they
an
didn't do
actual.
the
No, that would have been
stupid-
better. But she's teaching like an actual teacher. You know, her kids are loving her.
Okay.
And who comes riding down the street?
Josh.
Josh, the Zamboni driver.
On his Zamboni.
On his Zamboni, driving down the street. One of the kids goes, Miss whatever, there's a Zamboni outside. And then they all flock to the window. And then the whole class goes outside to meet Josh. And then they drive away in the Zamboni. But, final bit, they crash into all the cars along the way.
Of course they do. Because you can't just end the stupid movie.
Yeah. And then there's like chaos. It's like the Shang-Chi bus fight in the background, but they just drove through with the Zamboni. And then they go, ah, man. Hard black. Roll credits, baby.
Oh man.
I forgot to mention that Josh and Lainey, Amy Schumer's character name is Lainey, they have sex in the garage he lives in, and then the door opens, and there's a family walking by.
Oh, that's similar
They're
to
like, close it.
an old being in Superbad.
But also, she has to
Thing.
blindfold him because she needs to take the belly off to have sex with him.
Obviously.
So the garage opens, guys, and the family sees them have sex. Is that funny? Are you laughing? Is that funny?
Laugh.
I watched this movie so you didn't have to.
That's what you should call this.
I watched this movie so you didn't have to. Yeah, but some of them are good. Like Tuesday wasn't bad.
True.
That was fun. Elaine gets big. Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
know, what's wrong with that?
What would you give this?
I don't know, guys. It's like it wasn't even redeemably funny.
The kid
Like,
bit sounds funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Traumatizing a little kid thinking he stabbed her
But
to
they didn't
death
go
is
full
funny.
tilt,
No,
though.
they just.
It was just like it was this
It's,
joke
it's
used
the Happy
for
Madison
another
thing.
joke.
Like they throw that thing in the background, the little
Like,
Nicky
your punchline
thing.
can't set up the punchline, guys. You need to do some setup there and
It's
then
like
have
a-
a punchline.
So you're like in the 1 and 2 range. Is a bad one.
Yeah. What movies have we given? I gave something a 0. I think I gave Craven a 0.
You were mad though.
This is a negative 1 out of 10.
Ooh.
No, I mean, I'll give it like a 2.
Okay.
Because it's like, you're right. There's
A
funny
couple
bits.
things that you chuckle at.
Amy Schumer's fine in the roles that she's like needed. You know, like farting yoga movies. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
It just
she's had a
sounds
couple of
like-
the dramas, right? I feel like she's tried to do.
Yeah. Stay in your lane.
She was good in Unfrosted, and like you said, Only Murders in the
She's
Building.
funny in those things, but
so-
like to me, she plays parodies of herself, like
Yeah.
meta versions of herself.
True.
Like I know I'm an
True.
asshole, so I'm gonna lean into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
The only
Mrs.
thing,
Doubtfire, but a pregnant lady.
but with pregnant belly.
Yeah.
Mm.
But with pregnant
See, the only
belly.
thing that would make these movies better is if they all exist in the same Happy Madison universe, the HMU.
Okay.
HMU.
Right?
HMCU.
The HMCU. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
The HIMCU.
The HMCU. Well, because think about it, like
No, I would-
Who Be Whatever, the Halloween movie. That's the town
Yeah.
that all and then like you could even throw grown-ups in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grown Ups 1 and 2.
Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore,
Waterboy.
Waterboy.
Mr. Deeds.
They all exist.
It's
in
like
this-
what we want for Jason Statham.
right. But they're all, it's all Adam.
But for Adam Sandler. Yeah. All right. I don't watch this movie. If you have Netflix, watch 10 minutes of it and it'll feel like 45. So if you're trying to kill time, then,
Lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy